What is going on? This is the Microheli aluminum head review for the Mcpx BL. Now, basically, I didn't get this. A person who I fly with gave it to me. That's actually the only reason I got it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought this. But I think it changed my mind. I still wouldn't have paid the retail price for this, which is $65, because that's a little outrageous for what you get. But it came with a tail piece for the tail motor. Well, I threw it out. It really didn't fit that great. It was kind of junky. But the head is actually surprisingly pretty good. There's a couple downfalls. I'll get into the pros and cons in a little bit. But it's $65 retail. Overall, a pretty solid head. I've crashed a bunch, and it holds up. Nothing's bent. Nothing's broken. But with the aluminum head block, that means it will it won't give as much as the plastic head block. So you may splinter your main shaft, and it will break easier. So that's one downfall, but that's anything aluminum. The tolerances are tighter, so it's not going to give as much, which it makes it fly better, but it also makes it not as durable. So pick your poison, basically. Other than that, it's really solid head. I think the swash plate is the main, the saving grace, I guess, this whole head, because, I've noticed even on my stock Mcpx, especially in like 4-point rolls, even with this, this takes a lot of the aluminum swash plate is a lot less sloppy than the plastic one. Before, on the other one, if I take the blade grip wobble up and down, the middle part of the swash plate wobbles up and down and pulls out a lot, and that's even on a brand new plastic swash plate, where this swash plate is a lot more precise. So that makes it fly a little better. It makes it feel more solid. When you plant the helicopter somewhere, it's planted. When you're doing big air stuff, it doesn't want to pitch around as much. It's a lot more planted on the collective-wise. It's just a really, really good upgrade. I don't think you need the blade grips. You don't need the head block. The splash plate is a very good upgrade. Another nice feature, which it's nice, but it's also can be a bad thing, is this head block captures the pitch links. I don't know if you can see there. With the pitch link, it captures the pitch link. So you won't lose your pitch links, but you'll snap them. So that's another downfall. It's nice because if you're out flying and you crash very mild, where, let's face it, even if you tip these over, the pitch links will pop, not a big deal. It'll save you there, but if you crash it hard, you're going to snap your pitch links, where before they might just pop off, you might be able to pop them on. So it's basically... once again, pick your poison. It's nice because you're not losing them, but you're also snapping them at the same time. So it depends how you crash and where you crash, I guess. One other downfall, and this was the only other downfall I could find, in the blade grips, your blades are either really tight or really loose. You don't want them extremely, extremely tight at all, because on the micros, you want some dampening. You want them so when you tilt the helicopter, the blades will drop. For dampening reasons, if they're too tight, you'll get a wobble. If they're too loose, they can go out of track. You want them, it's a weird point where you want them just right. The solution to that is basically I'm going to take Loctite and Loctite the screws in to the point where I think the blades are at a good solid point where they're not too loose or too tight, and let the Loctite dry and cure there. Because the blade bolts, they converted to an Allen head, which is really, really nice, but the blade hardware is actually very short. As you see, it doesn't even come out of the bottom of the blade grip at all. It only comes to the bottom part of the blade grip, maybe a quarter of an inch up from the bottom of the blade grip. So it really isn't, there's a very tiny screw holding your blade in. I found myself, even with running my blades tight, about every 2 or 3 flights having to check my blade screws because they're backing out. I can almost back them out with my fingers. So that's not very good either. Or just take a little dab of super glue and screw them in. I'm going to use Loctite, so it's easier to get out, blue Loctite. Other than that, this head is very good. Is it worth $65? Absolutely not. Is the swash plate worth it? Which I definitely feel is. I believe the swash plate is $22 or $23 for the Mcpx BL. If I'm wrong, I have the exact price in the description. But you don't need the head. The only thing you need in the head, or you don't even need this wash plate, but it's a very, very good upgrade. Honestly, the blade grips and the head block, you wouldn't notice a huge difference unless you want the captured, to capture your pitch lengths. But the swash plate is a very, very good upgrade. Makes it a little more precise, makes it a lot more solid to fly, and overall just a little more enjoyable. And the swash plate, it's not going to stiffen anything up to the point where you're going to break more stuff. I haven't broken any of my servo linkages. It's not going to stiffen any of that stuff up to the point where you're going to break it. So that's a nice feature. So I think the swash plate, hands down, is definitely worth it on the BL. The head, if you have $65 around and you definitely want to bling your helicopter up, it's worth it. But, you know, you can spend it on a lot better things on this helicopter. So thanks, guys, for watching. This head is definitely not worth $65, but the swash plate is. And I'll see you guys in the next video.